Hello everyone and welcome to another Starcraft 2 replay. This one's going to take place on Shattered Temple and we're looking at myself, the Green Terran Ketroc here, spawning in the right hand position, 3 o'clock position. Yeah, so I woke up this morning and I had a bunch of new subscriptions and on YouTube and a bunch of messages from you guys, and I guess you let me know that when she's failed casted another one of my replays. So that's pretty cool. That always gets me some subscribers and some new viewers to my channel. Yeah, so when I saw that, I thought for sure they would have chosen my replay with the hero Hellion, but no, they chose one where it was against Proxy Zealot Cheese. Now, I submitted 2 of these replays. One that was really, really old and terrible, and then one I actually faced it twice. So this is a newer one against a Diamond League opponent. But I did a lot crisper. So they actually chose a really old one. If you notice on their video, it's like back when supply depots at 350 hit points and Zealot build time was only 20 seconds, and back when I was only Silver League and everyone was terrible at this game because, you know, the game had only been released for a couple weeks. But this is a much more recent match versus the Diamond League opponent, and I'll show you how to much more crisply implement this counterattack. The other reason I'm surprised they didn't choose this video is you know, LikeTV loves the comedic casts, and this shit kind of writes itself, as when we bring up the names, you can see the user's name is actually Failure. Oh man, you don't even have to commentate this, like, this alone, this like writes it for you. So Failure's setting up his proxy gateways, puts his first pylon on the low ground, which is kind of smart, keeps it nice and safe from getting sniped. And notice I'm not doing any sort of reaction to this except for throwing down 2 barracks at my wall. And these barracks are here to produce marines, and they're also there to float away because they're not going to be there for long. And notice how I'm not moving out of my base. I'm letting him commit to this attack before I make any move. I'm just kind of trying to anticipate when the first zealot pops out, and then I'll transfer. So there I go, floating, moving down, and first zealot pops, and I can go to run down to the bottom. I decided to go for the surround. This is optional. I mean, he's going to kill 2 SCVs, so it's kind of a fair trade. Maybe a little bit of a win for him, because we both lose 100 minerals, but it hurts my economy, where losing a zealot doesn't hurt your economy. But anyways, notice I put this key supply depot placement at the bottom of my ramp. That way I can use it for a wall, and you kind of want it in this middle position, that way only 1 zealot can attack it at once. And now that I'm at the bottom of my wall, this is basically invulnerable to zealots. Only 1 zealot can attack the supply depot, or only 3 or 4 zealots could attack one of these barracks, which means he's never going to be able to chop through either of them. This would be so easy to repair. Had I left my wall at the top of the high ground, like the bunker, the barracks in the middle here could be surrounded by like 12 zealots at once and only repaired by like 2 or 3 SCVs at once, which means he could actually chop through the wall with zealots alone. Where you do it like this, it's invulnerable to zealots. Now, he has a lot of follow-ups. First of all, what you should do is shut down production on these gateways, because it's useless to make more zealots up here. You can start building up defenses at home, get a cannon, or you can start building units at home, get your gateways there. But no matter what transition he chooses to do, if you just hit him really fast and really hard, the game's over. So the counter to every transition is just hit him. So I'm moving out with my first 4 marines, and then to supplement that, I'm going to add in a bunch of SCVs. So yeah, 4 marines, 5 marines now with 6 SCVs. That should be more than enough to kill just probes. And he'll have only probes as long as you move out this quick. I'm not sure what he was doing with his probes there. That was a little weird. Here I come, coming in, getting my marines nice and clustered. And he's completely had to shut down his economy here. I was kind of moving back to the protection of my SCV meat shields, and he decides just to run away. Which is fine by me. This means he has absolutely no mining going on now. And even if he saved up the minerals for another Nexus, it's going to be a long time before he's back in this game. At the same time, he transitioned into cannons to bust out. Notice had he built a cannon at home, I still would have arrived in time to kill it. He decided to do an offensive cannon to blow through this wall off, but it's not really a big deal. As long as I survive this, it's game over. Sending out one of my marines just to scout the map. I assume like he ran with all those probes, so he's probably going to try to set up a nexus somewhere else. I just want to find out where it is. Kind of forced me to float this barracks, which is okay. I threw down a bunker just to be safe, but I'm pretty sure at this point I'm in good shape. Running out with the zealots, and looks like he's going to try to avoid the bunkers by running along the top here. So I have to pull my SCVs a little bit, and I'm like, man, that's like only 4 zealots and one of them just died. Let's just go kill this. So kind of with my Marines and SCVs, sending my SCVs a little bit deeper to get the surround. There we go. And with that, failure says F you and leaves the game. Dude, you cheesed and your name is failure. Do you expect any sort of different result than what we just saw here? So yeah, what you might notice the difference in this game than the one casted by When Cheese Fails, if you actually want to use this counter seriously, is one, you want to wall off the bottom of your ramp, so he'll never be able to bust through his zealots. 2, you want to attack immediately. It's like send out your first 4 Marines, first 5 Marines, somewhere in that neighborhood with a bunch of SCVs just to clean up his base. Because if you wait too long, and if he's smart, like if he's smart and he shuts down production from these gateways and spends all his money on getting gateways at home or getting a cannon at home, if you wait too long, you won't be able to kill him. And the fact that you had to move your command center from here all the way down to here, and during that time you're getting no mining, you're not creating any SCVs, you're not upgrading to an orbital command, he could actually get economically ahead from this counter response. So the idea is you gotta kill him. And you can kill him because all his production's here, and his base is down here, and in between his production and his base, you got your wall off. It's basically like, it's almost like you're proxying him now, because you got all your stuff in range of his base where his gateways are too far away to help, and too blocked off. Yeah, I don't know if this is like only the second time I've ever faced this strategy. So I don't know if it's still like prevalent in lower league play. I definitely don't see it in Diamond anymore. It was a little more common back when Zealots could be built in 20 seconds, just because that was like ridiculously powerful for any sort of 2-gate rush. But another way to handle it is with Reapers. What I like to do is you get a bunker right in the middle of your mineral line. That way, yeah, it kind of screws up your mining, but it protects you from any zealot that tries to attack your minerals. And then, what I say, you put 1 Reaper in that bunker, and then you send off all the rest of your Reapers to go in and kill his expansion, or kill his main base. And Reaper is alone. You don't need any meat shields of SCVs. It's the speed of the Reapers enough to kill off tons of probes, as long as you can micro it well. But this counter is just a lot more fun, I think. Let him commit to this production, wait till the first zealot's out before, or is about to pop before you move down, wall off the bottom of your ramp, attack immediately, easy win. And with that, we'll jump into the thumbs up fact of the day.
Justice for all, except the Zerg.
Alright, for today's thumbs up fact of the day, I was looking at that old replay of mine that When Cheese Fails casted, and I was cringing a lot at the micro I had. That was kind of back in the day when I was very reliant on attack move. I'd take my units, I put them on attack move, and I hope everything just works out alright. And that might be an issue some of you have. But there's a very basic micro you can do with your units. It doesn't take any sort of high level skill or, watching, pulling back units that are hurt, or separating them into different control groups and doing different things with them. But it's still really easy. So all you do is box off, and it just has to do with hitting right click stop, right click stop, right click stop. And this allows you to get units, to kite units, so you can either keep your army constantly moving back between shots, or to keep your army constantly moving forward between shots to do more damage. So for instance, say this Thor comes in and he starts attacking these command centers. If I just go attack move, notice these Marines, only like 2 or 3 of them are able to attack at once. On attack move, I had all of them just like clutched up, running around circles in the back, and that's obviously something bad. You don't want that. So what you can do is, as you're doing this sort of attack, you can go in attack move, And then as soon as you start attacking, start moving forward between shots. So right click, stop, right click, stop, right click, stop, right click, stop. And that way I'm getting, between shots, I'm getting all my army into range to do that sort of attack. And this can be used for all sorts of things, especially when like force fields create this sort of like artificial barriers. Sometimes you'll kind of want to slowly move your army away from the force fields between shots, like off to the side, or maybe slowly move your army in to get them past the short force fields. On the other side of the coin is you can use this sort of move and shoot to stay away from units. So here we're going to have a Void Ray come in to attack this Viking. What I can do is I can just like fire, move back, fire, move back, fire, move back. And this way, so I'm right click, hit S to stop, right click, S to stop, right click, S to stop, and this way this Void Ray will never actually get in range. So definitely use our kiting techniques here. So I got these marauders here trying to kill this Nexus. And then all of a sudden a bunch of immortals coming from behind to try to kill my marauders, which of course they can do. I can just kind of, whoops, losing control here. But you can kind of, losing control again. Alright. Good example! I'm not doing this video again, that was a big failure. But yeah, you can kind of just run, take a shot at the Nexus, run, take a shot at the Nexus, run, take a shot at the Nexus. And that allows you to get like an extra 5 or 6 volleys in without getting hit by these immortals, which may or may not be enough to complete the Nexus before you have to run away. And yeah, 4 Marauders versus 4 Immortals, you definitely want to run away. What else do we have set up here? What was this for? Oh yeah, when sometimes the scout SCV's in your base and it exits your base, it runs right by your stalker and gets out. Well, if you move your stalker between shots, an SCV can't actually run by a stalker. In fact, often SCV can't even run by a marine if you do it really well.
What's going on? Move it.
So here I'm going to have the SCV try to pass this stalker. But as long as I move back between shots, he has no chance of getting out. So I fire, move back, fire, move back. See, this SCV scout is dying when it gets into your base. And yeah, I think that's all the examples I set up, but again, very easy micro. It's still very easy. Instead of just boxing off and hitting A move or attack move, you box off and just right click stop, right click stop, right click stop. Obviously it's hard to macro at the time since you have to do this, but it's pretty easy. If you have a specific target you want to attack, like here where I specifically want to attack the Nexus over the Immortals, then it's a little more difficult. You gotta right click aim attack, right click focus attack, right click focus attack. So right click A, right click A, right click A, left click. But that is the basic micro that I'm sure a lot of you at lower leagues probably don't use, but if you practice it a little bit, it's quite simple. Yeah, to micro like the pros where they're only stimming certain units and doing splits and pulling back dead units, and like I've seen a TLO kill 2 zealots with 2 marines. I don't even know how that's possible, but you know, he's just like constantly pulling back the weak one and having the zealots chase one while the other one's attacking. It's pretty insane. That stuff, yeah, that takes a lot of a lot of good hand speed and a lot of practice. What I showed you today, you should be able to pick it up quite quickly, and you'll find it'll help your battles a lot, especially in certain scenarios. So with that, we'll call it the end of this Thumbs Up Fact. Thank you everyone, and goodbye.